world falls silent tonight, honoring a champion, a showman, a driver who never backed down, the legendary Kyle Busch.
From checkered flags to fiery finishes, how fans, drivers, and teams across the country are remembering the racer who left everything on the track, but also made an impact far beyond it.
From his record-breaking career to the legacy he leaves behind, our special coverage remembering Kyle Busch starts right now. Thanks for joining us with this breaking news. There is shock in the NASCAR world tonight. Two-time Cup Series champion Kyle Busch has died.
He was just 41 years old. Earlier today, Busch's family said he'd been hospitalized with a severe illness, but did not provide specifics.
We're bringing you guys team coverage tonight as this is a big story in the racing world and in our community, Christine.
And for racing fans, John, Kyle Busch was a mainstay of the weekends. Whether it was trucks on Fridays or the Cup Series on Sunday, Busch was a racing legend.
Yeah, Christine, it wasn't just about racing for Busch either. His legacy is far-reaching. A family pastime turned into a career that just ended far too soon. Kyle Busch is survived by his wife Samantha and his two children, Brexton and Lennox. In the words of Will Ferrell in his role as NASCAR driver Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. In a lot of ways, two-time Cup Series champion Kyle Busch lived out those thoughts right on the racetrack. His fierce racing style earning him the nickname Rowdy. Not afraid to mix things up on the track, Busch was adored by his fans and hated by those who rooted against him. But all those fans would agree, Busch was one of NASCAR's greatest drivers. Born in 1985, Busch was born to race. His father, Tom, a mechanic, raced locally in Las Vegas. His older brother, Kurt, nearly 7 years his senior, was beginning his racing career as well, paving the way for Kyle to join the family pastime.
We only ever ran the go-karts against each other one time. We grew up having one go-kart together that we would have to share. Finally, we saw another one at a swap meet, and we bought it. We got it running, and we had them together on the track for one time. We're running around there, and Dad gives the one-to-go signal, and Kurt's got a little bit of a lead on me, and we're going into turn 3, so I put my nose in there to pass him, and he cuts me off. I climb his tire, I hit the back of his engine and knock the carburetor off of his engine. And so then I go around his outside. I make it back to the finish line as he DNF'd. Small
track racing as a kid led to big-time racing as an adult, making his O'Reilly Series debut in 2003. By 2004, Busch was a mainstay, winning 5 races that year. The success would carry over to the Cup Series. Busch became the Premier Series youngest winner, needing just 31 Cup Series starts to earn his first career checkered flag. It would be just the first of 63 Cup Series titles in his 22 seasons at NASCAR's highest level. In total, Busch would amass 234 National Series victories, the most in racing history. His 102 O'Reilly Series wins and his 69 Truck Series victories, also the most in NASCAR history. But Busch's legacy spans farther than on the track. His work away from it was his greatest joy. In 2015, alongside his wife, Kyle and Samantha Busch established the Samantha and Kyle Busch Bundle of Joy Fund. Their mission, to provide financial support to families suffering with infertility and the cost of in vitro fertilization. It's a cause near and dear to the Busch family, as they suffered through the pain of miscarriages and failed cycles before IVF gave the family 2 children of their own.
Bundleofjoyfund.org is where people can find more information, but it's most dear to Samantha and I in our heart because, you know, we went through it. I mean, just to have a shot for one round to go through this is $25,000, you know, so it's really been good for us to try to get out there and help our community and help others to be able to bring home their own bundle of joy.
Since 2015, the fund has granted nearly $2.4 million. 178 grants have been awarded, and 111 babies have since been born. His legacy on and off the track will be remembered by NASCAR fans, families, and all alike. Kyle Busch was 41 years old.
Kyle Busch was supposed to take part in tomorrow's truck race at Charlotte Motor Speedway before he was hospitalized. That site has become a memorial for people to pay tribute to the number 8 driver.
Yeah, that's where we find our Chanel Porter right now. Chanel, look, we've had Kyle in studio with us before. You know what he's like as a driver. Obviously, this is tough. What's it like out there for the fans right now outside the racetrack?
Yeah, John, the overall aspect is devastation and shock amongst these fans. Sitting here outside of Charlotte Motor Speedway, the place where he won in 2018, he took home the Coca-Cola 600. They were expecting he would be here again this weekend, like you mentioned, on Friday and Sunday. And then all of a sudden, things just drastically hit all at once. Now, these fans mentioned, I think the biggest thing that differentiates NASCAR fans to other sports fans is if you're going for another team, if it's Steelers, Ravens, big rivalries, those teams don't support each other when it gets to the nitty-gritty. But it didn't matter if these fans were rooting for Kyle Larson, if they were pulling for Chase Elliott. At the end of the day, they wanted to see a good race, and that is exactly what Kyle Busch brought to the racetrack day in and day out, weekend in and weekend out. So all of that aside, they have respect for the number 8 driver.
Everybody was talking from his last win, his interview he did after the truck race. You never know when your last win is going to come. Be grateful for everything, and him saying that and now this it's hard. It's really hard.
Kyle could do the job. So today is heartfelt, it's sad, and all of us as fans, you might not have pulled for him, but as a NASCAR fan, you did, because we pull for everybody. We love our sport. And we're going to miss him, and we thank God for everything that we got with him. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing.
And you can hear the emotion. You can hear the family aspect that NASCAR is. That's what these fans are feeling, but that's especially what these drivers will be feeling as they head down to Charlotte Motor Speedway this upcoming weekend. We're going to send things out to RCR Racing, where family is the number one aspect. We're going to send things back to studio, actually. John, we're going to continue coverage back with you in studio.
All right, thanks, Chanel. Yeah, we were looking for Chris Peterson there, and obviously we lost his shot there, but you know, this is, you heard Chanel, you heard some of the fans there, Christine, talk about it. This is more than just Kyle Busch. This is the racing family. This is what racing community is about, supporting and pulling for one another and everybody on this racetrack, and everyone that makes Sundays so exciting, especially here in the Triad and the state of North Carolina, where racing is home.
And it's a shock to the system. This man was 41 years old.
Our coverage continues right now with some more racing reaction from the racing world.
Our Bethany Cates joins us in studio to highlight some of the tributes that have been coming in through social media. Bethany.
Well, those who know Kyle Busch said his sudden death is hard to comprehend, with the loss that will be felt far beyond the racetrack. Among those being family of Greg Biffle. They say the Busch family stood with them 5 months ago as they grieved his death following a plane crash in Statesville. They shared this statement on Facebook that reads in part, quote, "Kyle was larger than life, iconic, fiercely competitive, and an amazing friend to Greg. They leaned on each other often, not only through racing, but through life and personal challenges as well." Fellow NASCAR Cup Series driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr. says, "There aren't really words for today. I've raced against Kyle for a long time, and anyone who's lined up next to him knows exactly what made him special. He gave you everything he had, every single lap, and he made all of us better for it." And Cup Series champion Brad Keselowski reacting to the news with 3 short sentences. "Absolute shock. Very hard to process. Hug your loved ones." And Dale Earnhardt Jr. adding, "Kyle was one of the greatest drivers in NASCAR history. No one can deny that, but he was also a father, a husband, brother, son, and a friend to many. My heart is broken for the Busch family. I will never be able to make sense of this loss, but I am thankful that we had found a way to become friends." Joe Gibbs Racing says Busch will be remembered as a fierce competitor, an incredible teammate, and far more importantly, a devoted husband, father, and son. Adding his impact on our organization and on the sport of NASCAR will never be forgotten. You can find much more reaction right now on WXII12.com, and we will continue to update our pages as more tributes come in. In studio, I'm Bethany Cates for WXII 12 News.
All right, thanks, Bethany. Kyle did race for Joe Gibbs Racing for over a decade. Now, Kyle wasn't only a champion on the track. Throughout his career, he participated in several NASCAR charity events, fan fundraisers, and children hospital visits, Christine.
But there was one particular cause that he championed along with his wife that hit very close to home. You are used to seeing Kyle Busch zoom around the track in the number 8 Chevy. But off the track, there was a cause that was number 1 in his heart. He and his wife Samantha helped those dealing with fertility issues through the Bundle of Joy Fund, a fund created to offer grants to help cover the cost of IVF treatments. Kyle joined us here in studio to talk about it.
We went through it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to conceive our children naturally, so we had to go through in vitro. And thankfully, Brexton now, he's 10 years old. The fund's been around for 10 years, and as you said, we've got over 100 babies born. We've raised over $2 million and have granted $2 million to families around the North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia area. And so it's really been, really neat for us to be able to help.
Plenty of fanfare surrounded the man who many appreciated for the charity events and fundraisers he drove forward when he wasn't behind the wheel. A champion of many causes, no doubt, throughout his career, but the Bundle of Joy Fund quite personal, as he referenced in that interview. Both of his children conceived through IVF. We can also share tonight that friends and colleagues often said Busch was generous behind the scenes, in particular with fans and families facing medical hardships. Right now at WXI12.com, you can keep up with reaction coming into the death of Kyle Busch. Sports Director John Johnson, who's here with me now, continues to reach out for reaction and will join us again later on in the newscast.